So the last article I read was written in 1982, I believe, about this time of the year, in October. And it talked about the ghosts that were in the vicinity of the auditorium. Many people think the auditorium is haunted because of the deaths that might have occurred there. But these weren't there. This happened before the auditorium came. It's like, say, 30, 40 years. There were 4 houses, according to the article. Every picture I've seen, there's only 3, but they said there's 4. 4 houses there. So picture, from the cafeteria coming this way, where you would walk to sit in front of the auditorium, there were 4 houses that didn't belong to us. We had the admin building, we had the gym, we had what was over here on this side, but this was actually private property here. Our parcel was split up. So there were deaths, of course, of natural causes, and deaths of an unnatural cause, or one caused by somebody killing somebody. And the story was of a young woman who came with her baby, and she came over here looking for her family. Well, I Street, which we call Valley Boulevard, but it was called I Street back then, runs all the way to Lincoln Park. So I mean, it's thoroughfare to get here, and it would have continued on. You know, it's not Route 66, but it would have carried on into San Bernardino before the floods and all took Valley Boulevard away. So because of that damage, they never rebuilt it. So in this particular case, she came to visit family. She was tired. She was looking to rest and trying to find where was her parents. And she, according to this story, she goes into this house, and there's people there, and they talk to her, and they talk and everything. But when it's time to go, she goes, okay, you know, well, thank you so much. I'm going to leave. Well, they get to the front door, and the people lock the door. So she realizes she's in trouble. She has her baby in her arms. I don't know how big the baby was, but baby could fit in her arm. So she ran to the back of the house, but they ran also. And they locked that door. Now she's locked inside the house and can't get out. So a fight, happened afterwards, because she's saying, let me go, let me go. Well, a knife came out, and she wound up dying, and the baby died also in the struggle that happened. Other people were wounded because of the fight, and people went to jail in the end. I can't tell you what the end result of their part was, but they went to jail. But she died there. And the article was saying she is the one that you hear the moaning when you go inside the auditorium. Now when I go inside the auditorium and I'm by myself, I am not frightened, but I'm listening. But I have never seen a ghost. No one has ever touched me. They've played with me, but they've never done anything that I really knew they were right in front of me. What I mean they play with me is I'll walk and I'll use the flashlight off my phone and I see that my path is clear. Well, you know, your flashlight goes off after so many seconds, and mine does. All of a sudden I walk into a table that wasn't there a second ago, you know, or a chair. Going like, where did this come from? And I've sat on the front of the stage. In fact, I was with 2 other instructors one time. We were center stage, standing where that, if you remember, it's yellow in the front, or with our little feet hanging over the edge, and we were talking that we could do this and we could do that. And both of them looked at me and go, did you hear that? And I'm going, yes, I heard it. But it's, you know, I kind of expect it. The building has 12-inch concrete all the way around. Even the roof is 12-inch concrete. It doesn't make noises. If it was smaller, like houses creak. So where does that sound come from? They say from that murder. But I'm not sure. I only read it in the newspaper. And again, it was that paper came from the 80s when I saw that article, and it was a Halloween story. And so I go like, well, maybe that explains it. But I have never, people ask me, I've never seen one, I've never touched one, and I don't talk to them. But there could be a woman and a baby in the auditorium. I do talk about the girl that fell and died later, but we're talking about the murder before the building was ever built.